Cancer or Cancerians. This is Soulvine Guidance. I'm Jamie. Awesome to have you here. We're going to check in for Cancerians, Sun, Moon, and Rising to see what is happening for you. Just to let you know, on this channel, we do weekly for all signs and daily for Pisces. So it allows you to check into your Sun, Moon, and Rising energies. In addition, if you want to learn anything more about this channel in terms of the different oracle decks, tarot decks we use, other ways that you can get connected and grow on your spiritual journey, feel welcome to check out soulvineco.com, and you have a whole bunch of information there. I love to hear from you and connect with you. So thanks for being here if you are new, and welcome back to our viewers. Cancerians. What's going on, lovelies? Here we've got positive movement forward, trapped in fear, and heart chakra. The energy that I'm connecting in here for you, again, this being a general reading and timeless one, this can resonate or may not. So subject to your own story. But I feel, Cancer, that you're potentially in a good place. Like, you feel good within yourself. You're doing the things that you're feeling happy about. I think in terms of your mindset, the way things, you're just carrying yourself is what I feel. You're feeling happy with you. But being trapped in fear energy, because it's interesting, we've got both eights, there is some form of change occurring, okay? I feel there's some change occurring in addition to positive news coming on in, but at the same time, there's some worry. And I feel like this worry is in relation to someone else. You're concerned about a dynamic or a person as part of the changes occurring. Maybe you're changing and growing, and maybe they're not. And that's concerning you, okay? With the heart chakra energy, this could be related to a relationship. Also, in addition, about you getting what you need. So when I think of the heart chakra and connecting to the heart chakra, that's, yes, about love, but it's about giving and receiving, importantly. It's not just giving. And I think this is a part of it too. Are you getting what you need? And that's kind of what's coming through with this energy here overall. So let's dive a little bit deeper here for you, Cancerians, to see what's happening and how we can support your journey right now. Just to be mindful, this week we have a full moon in Gemini. So this is a lot around communication, and with Mars in the mix, you know, this is just a time to sit back and watch and connect in that way rather than out loud. So if you've got something that you want to connect with, have conversations around that are important, I feel like now is not the appropriate time. I think there just needs some shift to happen before that space is going to be open and safe to communicate, okay? So if that's in question for you, that is some feedback to support you, okay? So I've got the 8 of Materials. Yeah, so, I mean, in terms of this positive movement forward, I feel this is around whatever work that you're doing. I feel like the fruits of your labor are coming on in, okay? Yeah, I'm feeling the word coming in is progress. You're making progress. You're making movements and strides forward, Cancerians, in whatever that you're working towards. I think there's some aspect, though, that you're waiting on something else. And this waiting on something else and what may be concerning you or troubling you is that there's information you don't know yet. It's like you haven't got some form of clarity. And with this priestess energy, with this trap and fear, I feel like you're just wanting to know something. You're wanting to understand something. And I feel like you're really trying to gain insight on what that is, but you don't have it yet. And with this Page of Voices and Knight of Emotions, a big thing for you is to to understand what's happening. I think you're observing right now. You're trying to understand what's happening. You're observing the situation without trying to be too full on. But at the same time, this is not easy for you because you are a deep feeler, and a part of that deep feeling, you're also, it connects with your mindset, okay? So you're trying to navigate, am I actually really loved? Am I actually really cared for in this situation? I recognize that, and this is, I feel like, a part of the conversation you may be having with yourself. I recognize that you need support, but I'm also need support. And as I'm moving forward and focusing on the things that help me stay connected, that help me feel good, I'm missing the love. I want to see the love. I need the love. Okay. So with the Knight of Emotions is usually an offer of love. And I think with the heart chakra and this trapped in fear, along with, looking and admiring, you might find that two kind of stories here, that someone is looking on to see if you're in a place to reach out, to approach, to connect with an offer of some kind. And then I think there's a part of you who are in relationships, you're looking for that offer to come on in, and you're trying to navigate this. And I feel like you just don't have the clarity right now, and that could be what you're potentially struggling with as you're doing the work, as you're making, strides forward. It's like something is missing from the equation for you. So I've got the World card. We've got the Lovers. What else do we have here? Thank you, Spirit. We've got the Six of Emotions. It's interesting what's coming on through. Thank you, Spirit. One more for our Cancerians. Okay. And then we've got the Two of Materials. What I'm gathering here, as the world energy shows up, there is some form of shift and change occurring, okay? And I feel this with the positive movement forward with the Eight of Materials as we look down here. This is your energy as you're moving forward, okay? So you're potentially sitting in this energy right now, making progress, or things that you've been doing, past related, are making progress. And you, like I said, seeing fruits of your labor. With the World card upon us here, this is also about the opportunities ahead, how you see your place in the world here, Cancerians, and you're creating it. You're in a pretty powerful place of creating that for you. You might find too that you're getting a little bit more attention right now, okay? Because you are putting yourself out there more. Your energy and everything has risen vibrationally, so it's attracting more in. Interestingly, as we've got the Priestess and the Lovers card, I think you're really trying to call in, I feel like, balance and union in a dynamic. There's something I feel that may be a little bit of out of alignment right now, and you're trying to connect in, and maybe you're trying to even have conversations with them, or sending them love, or sending them unconditional, energy their way, so you can try and communicate. Maybe even too, you're having dreams about this person or situation, but there's something here I feel that's kind of blocked with our relationship, but at the same time, you are still making strides forward when it comes to your career and ambitions, because you recognize you can't keep holding back from what you want to do and where you want to progress if that person's not on the same timeline or same growth rate as you. But at the same time, I think there is some difficulty that you're experiencing with this, and no doubt it would be a challenge, right? It'd be a challenge that you care about someone, you're wanting to be okay with someone, but they're not okay with themselves, and it's causing conflict within, whether they're sitting in the conflict or you're sitting in the conflict. But someone is watching you here, is what I'm getting, Cancerians, and I feel like it's someone that you already know, someone from your past, and they're looking at how they can help you, how they can support you on this path or journey to balance out any dynamic that isn't flowing and working for you. So I don't know who this past person is, but that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. I'm just going to fire some clarifiers and we'll quickly get into that for you. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Help us clarify for our Cancerians. Yeah, okay. It's reiterating the story here. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Help us clarify. Yeah. There is someone watching you, Cancerians, okay? That's come up twice. Okay. And then I'll dive in because the story's pretty, and the energy here is pretty clear for you, Cancerians. Okay. So with this positive movement forward, like I said, I think you're starting to see benefits from all your work, but there's also some burden that's coming with this. I don't know if you're in conflict with a certain person in your life of where the focus should be, on what the energy should be, on what you should be concentrating on, maybe the conversations that they're having. There's just something that is not sitting right with you, Cancerians, and I do feel your sadness and disappointment in this situation, because there is somebody here, there is an energy here, okay, that whether they're trapped in fear, whether you're concerned because that's how they're feeling, or whether that you're taking it on empathically, or maybe in their state they don't realize that it's impacting you as much as it is, okay, because I think you're holding strong, you're showing up, you're holding strong, you're making strides, recognizing you had to refocus. But I feel there's this part of you that is really wanting to communicate with this person. It just isn't happening the way that you want. So I feel like you're holding strong and trying to connect in and trying to trust in your intuition, but I feel like a lot of it's muddled right now. But interestingly, as we've got the page of voices with the Hanged One, again, you're watching potentially them and what they're doing, but I do feel someone is also watching you here, okay? And I think people are recognizing the sacrifices that you're making. And maybe too that you're trying to help someone look at things from a different perspective, to change their mindset, to change the way that they're thinking. This person could be potentially younger than you. There's lots of different stories coming through here, Cancerians. But whatever's happening here, for you, a key part is this emotional energy. Love is important to you. Feeling loved, feeling lovable, feeling accepted. And there's something solid coming on in to show you that they either can support you with emotional love, or maybe that's what they're being challenged with right now, because they know that's what you need and they're trying to figure out how to give that to you, and they're looking at different ways to give that to you. Some of you might be just getting this knight in shining armor come on through, because you've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Emotions, and then the Knight of Wands. So maybe you have a lot of people interested in you right now and moving forward. One might be more passionate than the other. One might be a little bit like in and out energy, or maybe that's the experience you're going with this person. You know they care, they know, you know they love you. Maybe they don't feel they're in a good place to give you the support that you need, and maybe you've been showing up for them, but there's a lot of in and out energy here, and this is not easy for you because they're also meant to be here for you, supporting you. This is meant to be a reciprocal relationship. Understanding that sometimes you've got to, sometimes our person or someone important to us can't give as much, and kind of the scales rebalance, like you're supporting them more because that's what they need, and then when you need the support in a different way, the scale shifts. Sometimes that's just how it is, right? But you both show up, and I just feel like perhaps right now you're not getting the support and show up that you need, that they're just not in a potentially good place to give that to you. But I think what you're going to find is like there's something that's going to clear, or your direction and energy is going to be focused elsewhere, and this person or situation is going to come on through to really, they want to communicate to you. They do want this to work. They do want this connection. They do want this union. But now you're like, do you know what you put me through recently? Do you know what I've been experiencing? I get that you're in this place. How do I know it's not going to happen again? How do I know that you're always going to be here? Because if you're going to be here in that way that you were, that's not what I need. And as much as I care about you, as much as I want to be there for you, this has been hard. This has also impacted me. This has also kept me up. Okay. So I feel like someone is kind of trapped in their own energy and maybe experiencing some form of depression, but they don't realize that that has impacted you too. But they're not in a place, they can't see this. Okay. But there's just someone else here looking on. So there's kind of like three energies here, is what I'm feeling. Someone else is looking on, watching on what's happening with you, Cancerians, because you're making progress, you're moving forward, you're doing things. And I think you're doing it for you because this is how you're coping or moving through. But just someone is not here the way you need them, but you still want to be here for them unconditionally, fully supportive. But then you're going to question it, as I feel, as they come on through. Then we've got the Fool and the Two of Materials. So I think both of you are going to come together amongst all this to have a fresh start, have a new beginning here, to balance things out, to bring things back into harmony is kind of what I'm feeling. It's kind of like the risk that you both want to take, recognizing what's happened in the past and how you can do it better this time round. So coming out the other side, I mean, it's looking that you both want the same thing, but I think there needs to be some significant conversation that happens, because whatever happened in the past, which ends up becoming the past, so it may not have been happening right now, but as you move forward, this is kind of what ends up happening with their mental state or way that they're dealing with things. I think you're going to both come together to want to make this work, but you sit there for a moment and question, should I really? Because this is how it made me feel. So I'm going to leave that with you, Cancerians. Stay well, and we'll catch you later.